You guys, I'm doing this when live. So in the future, guys, I'll make sure I'll send like a out link with the time. I kind of just got inspired to do it live on YouTube today. Therefore, it'll automatically upload. I am getting texts from people who are wanting to send their name in. So if you want to, let me see. All right, if you want to send in for your name to be added into the honey jar, my Cash App is the $ and Witches and Co. Or you can send to the Priestess Head, but make sure you put in the chat, you know, that you guys want to, anybody wants their name in, and we'll get the payment taken away, taken care of afterwards. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I don't want to show anybody's name. So what I'm going to show today is how I do write the sigils with the name, and I'll do it on a dollar bill. Right now, I am writing someone's name. And Jupiter is in Capricorn. This is new moon in Aquarius. I'm trying to see if I can see anybody's chats while we're on. So if somebody could write a message. I'm going to make sure I can see people's messages. Okay. All right, so I already started, guys, by adding at the bottom of here I have some honey, and it was kind of, I had to put it in hot water because it was outside, so I wanted to make sure I got it out and wasn't too messy. But I'll be adding this into warm water to liquefy it a little bit more. But I also added sugar and, of course, shredded money. So I really like this shredded money. I got it right from like a government website. So it was like a whole huge pound. And so I'm very not stingy with it. So I am going to show in a minute. But this is the new moon in Aquarius. Aquarius is all about the mind and all about mental power. One thing that I absolutely love during the air season is to actually, let me turn this. Okay, actually to listen to a lot of affirmations, audio books, and things like that. As a Man Thinketh is one of my favorite go-to. Hey Keisha, one of my favorite go-to for audio books. The Alchemist, those type of self mind books. The Power of Now. Law of Attraction books, The Secret. Those type of books are really good for Aquarius season. When I think about deities in relation to Aquarius season, I think about Buddha. You know, in the story of Buddha, the art of detachment. And so in the story, it tells about Buddha, and he was around pain and suffering, and he ran away to the woods. Most like most Christ-like deities, Christ ran to, you know, Egypt or in solitude. Muhammad was in solitude. And they get these epiphanies. But he went to the woods, and he realized that detachment, that he couldn't run away from the issue. He couldn't run away from the problem. So he could run away to the woods, but it doesn't mean that he didn't still feel the pain and suffering. So the art of detachment is being able to truly detach and still be present without running away. Maybe detaching from the pain, detaching from the emotion, and dealing with things intelligently, like Aquarius being the I don't want to say master, but the king of the air signs. So the first air sign is Gemini. We would describe him as the teenage boy. You know, he's kind of unknowing, a little radical with his thoughts. And then we have the Libra, who sees things in both ways. That would be more of the adult. And then the wise old sage would be the Aquarius air sign. And there are super intelligent. So these are very genius placements if you are into astrology, or if you have a lot of Aquarius energy or Aquarius stellums. You know, this is signs of intelligence and genius energy. So therefore, I like to listen to a lot of affirmations, audiobooks, something that can keep my mind stimulated with higher knowledge, you know, versus information with some type of self-improvement or self knowledge perspective. So first we're going to do this card, and I'll lay 3 cards down. And then when I lay 3 cards down, people can pick 1, 2, or 3. And then within, you know, by the middle of it, I'll reveal the card meaning. I'm using my cat deck. This really just is the deck that I pulled this season. Like, it would just want it to be the one, and it's been given really great insight. So I'll cut the cards, and then 1, 2, and 3. So remember what card you picked. This will be 1, 2, and 3, and I will put them over here and read them later. So let's start with the honey jar. Like I said, I already added some sweetening things for the base and the bottom. I added shredded honey, sugar, and some coconut sugar. Now I'm going to add crystals. I know that people are definitely wanting abundance, a lot of abundance requests, a lot of money requests. So this is how I use my potion, or any potion, before I start messing with or, you know, using my herbs and stuff, is I just go in clockwise. I am listening into the background prosperity music. So I'm going to do some pyrite. I have clear quartz, of course, citrine, rose quartz, that's black tourmaline, amethyst. I love these green Mecca. I think it's green Mecca fuchsite, something like that. But I really like the way they shimmer and look. I got a whole pound of these off of Etsy. Start with some herbs. I'm also having an incense. I have my little Buddha. Let me get in there. It's a little Buddha incense holder I got, and it is like I love the texture of it. I'm gonna go ahead and start adding some herbs before the names. This is catnip. Catnip is a great attraction herb. It's all about feminine energy and attraction. Next, we have some chamomile. This is used a lot for relaxing, but the chamomile is really good for psychic power. It's also really good for confidence because of the color yellow. Confidence, happiness, joy. I want to add my little feminine herbs. Next, I have some rosebuds. Eucalyptus. Eucalyptus is a water element, so it's definitely something good to have when adding herbs. A lot of herbs are typically fire and earth and type of thing, so I always want to make sure I add a lot of water elements to get everything flowing. I'm going to add some masculine herbs, chili flakes, that passion, getting things quickly starting, takeoff energy. Of course, lavender. Lavender is another attraction oil. You can use lavender in any attraction potion, whether it's love or money. It is an attraction oil. I liken a lavender to the zodiac Gemini or the tarot, the magician. I'll also do these in a minute. Add some more sweet stuff and oils. I'm using coconut oil. I really like this oil. I add it in my smoothies, but I really like it for the sweetening. It's a different type of taste, smell. I really like that. I'm putting a lot of that in there. Let's start getting next, I'm going to add some sun cocoa oil. Sun is a fire, and I love this consistency. I use this oil in a lot of my potions for the fact that it is clear. And so versus a green base oil or a reddish or brownish oil, this allows my herbs and potions to be seen, my herbs in my potion. So if you look at this potion, it's made with sun cocoa. You see how it's clear? And it's a really good texture for your skin. Sunflower and safflower are really good on the skin, so I really like sun cocoa. It's a good mixture of the two oils I like. I had some olive oil. Of course, we're going to add money rice. I'll make this money rice like once a month. I'll send it with some of my packages. If you get money potion or the money candle, I like to send the rice or some shredded money. I'm almost out. I think I have some more around here too. One of my key things I always say with magic or doing spells, it is truly about the theatrics. It's truly about the extraness, you know, the attention to detail. Adding some more shredded money. I'm going to show you guys how I do the sigils on the names. I have the names here in this name in here. I have them sitting with, let me find, oh, here goes some right here. I have it sitting with the Midas Touch potion. So it's just sitting there with that. And this is how I typically do my sigils on dollar bills or on anything. This is a sigil I channeled, so it's one of my main things I'll start with. I'm using a gold Sharpie. This is my gateway sigil. And I like to do the sun. This right here with the circle with the cross in the middle, you see the middle of here. This is the fortune symbol in astrology. I'm gonna do some Venus. And then on the back, what I'm gonna do is do where the important, or the, I don't wanna say important, they're all important, but the strongest planets are right now that go into what we were doing. A lot of people are asking for love. A lot of people are asking for abundance and attraction. And so I'm going to do those sigils. So what I typically do is do the sun first. The sun is in Aquarius. The moon is in Aquarius. And Venus right now is in Pisces. I'll make sure I add some Jupiter. Jupiter is in Capricorn. And this is how I just write that. I want to make sure I put a lot of Jupiter in Capricorn. So these are what kind of sigils I use. A lot of times you can go online and find different sigils for love, abundance, health, prosperity, wealth. They have all different type of sigils depending on the practice. There are Yoruba sigils, there are Voodoo sigils, there are occult symbols. And you know, there's symbols in everything. So these are the ones I resonate most with. What I do after I write the name, if you see like on the piece of paper, I write the name on the piece of paper. And I use potion to get my hands. And I learned this from, believe it was a Yoruba priest, but we fold towards us their request. And so I will put this in here also. Let's start with all the names as you see with the names, and I'm gonna do them one at a time. So it'll probably take about maybe 20, maybe 15 minutes. But I'm going to make sure I, use my little hands on all the names, get everything in the jar. I'll put the names, I've been soaking it in money potion. Typically, I go offline and I say every name specifically, but for the live and confidential reasons, I did it before. So I just said all the names in prayer before I went live. And I'll have sigils on all the names and them soaked in money potion. I'm also going to post in the comments or the description my Psalms reading. If you are wanting to, of course, if you added your name, that's great. But if you want to expand on that energy, I have a simple list of Psalms prayers that you can say if you feel like you have something blocking you, or if you feel like you have bad luck or have been having bad luck. You know, I have a whole list of Psalms prayers. I always recommend Psalms 23. It's one of my favorites. It's for abundance and protection and, you know, reversing any energy. So I will make sure I add that in the list. Also, I have a few playlists, and I'll make sure I label this playlist for new moon. And it's really good to listen to affirmations every day. You know, affirmations and meditation, those things are really important because what they truly do is clear the mind. So while meditation may clear the mind, depending on the technique, if you do visualization, meditation, it's just about focusing and clearing the mind. The mind tends to wander all over the place. And when we listen to affirmations, meditation, or anything of, you know, that sort, even music, it really helps clear the mind and stay focused, you know, thinking about the good things. So my hands are getting hella messy. You see, I put all of them in this oil. It smells so good, like cinnamon and peppermint. Cinnamon is one of my favorite herbs for prosperity. Some people also do cinnamon spells. You can look it up. It's really a lot of easy cinnamon spells. But what the cinnamon spell, they take a dollar bill, just some simple cinnamon. You could just rub the cinnamon on the dollar bill. You can even, you know, put some cinnamon in oil to make it an oil paste. Put it on the bill. But I truly love this cinnamon smell. Get that. Now we want to add goodies to the top. Let me get something for my hands. Okay, let's get my cinnamon. I love cinnamon. This is ground organic cinnamon. Oh, it smells so wonderful. So good. So, I'm going to add a lot of cinnamon on here, actually. My stick, my wooden stick. Going clockwise, attracting abundance and prosperity and good fortune. I also have cinnamon sticks. Passion flower, another feminine herb, attraction herb. What else? Oh, peppermint. Definitely add some peppermint. And my favorite tea is hibiscus, but it is a great feminine herb. I love the color of how it looks in oils. I love hibiscus. This is the money potion. use it all the time. I don't want to forget anything. I'm gonna add some more sweets and oils. As you see, I do try to put things again in that clockwise motion for attraction. That is key. Is that one thing that's stirring? Even when you stir food or stir your tea or stir a bath, you want to stir in that clockwise motion, you know, unless it is to repel or protection and or to attack. If you're into that, it will go clockwise. I'm adding more of that. Any type of sweetener. I usually try to put a guave or guave, however you pronounce it, but I'm out of that. So I was like, I need more sweets. And then I have something else I'm gonna put, and then we're gonna add some more oils and then close the jar up. But it's something I was, you know, wanting to get, so I'll go get it and I'll be right back. Alright, so there's some ants outside, and I love ant totems. So this is really, if you see, they're gonna be live in here. Ants all work together. They all work together. So I'm adding ants into our jar. They all work together. So I ask the universe will appreciate their sacrifice for us. But I'm gonna put it around so it can kill any that's on the side. Thank you, universe. Ants work together. They are partners. Nobody's more important. They all work together. So, if you know me, I add wasp and bees depending on the purpose. I use bees in a lot of love jars. Bugs aren't really around right now because it is cold, but the ants are out there. And ants all work together for the group. They all have a part. Also, the ant is shaped like a number 8. So we think about infinity, abundance, love. 8 is that number of abundance, love, power. And so we're using ants this time. All right, if anybody remembers their card, 1, 2, or 3, we will start on 1. 1, whoever picked 1. 1 is the card, is the moon in reverse. And this is a good placement for the moon in reversed. The moon in reverse is all about ending those, you know, emotional cycles. You know, it shows that you've really been doing a lot of shadow work, a lot of work on your inner self. And so this card is just letting you know that those things have been gone and you can start anew. You know, so the moon card, we all go through emotional cycles. But this one has shown that you have done some work on your emotional cycles and you are ready to start anew. You've let go of maybe toxic relationships or toxic patterns and are ready to move forward. The card number 2 is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is, when we think about the number 8, it's all about abundance, love. And this card is about emotions and feelings. So before you walk out that door or turn around, make sure that you're expressing your emotions to your loved ones or to your goals. Let me find my little booklet. Let's see what the Eight of Cups mean in here. This book is like half in Spanish, so I gotta kind of find chalices. Forget it. The Eight of Cups. Find. I know it's about something good. The 8 is such a good, powerful number. And then the second card is the Six of Cups. So these are a really good spread. It really shows that emotions have been worked on. Feelings. It's a lot of emotions in this cup and these spreads. I have seen a lot of posts stating that Aquarius was going to be some type of emotional. The new moon in Aquarius was going to bring on all of these emotions. But from my observation, it has kind of already been showing emotions. And then this Aquarius new moon has maybe allowed us to detach from, those emotions that maybe make us emotional, out of control. So yes, this card that I pulled is about the Eight of Cups is about before you give up. Make sure you try one more time. You really try one more time instead of maybe going back and forth. And then the third card was the Six of Cups. Okay, so the Six of Cups is about memories, reminiscing. So if you are really reminiscing, I always think of like something my son taught me when he was like 10 is that when we think of the past and we think of, anything, any memory, that oftentimes we over exaggerate to get the same feeling. So even if people who tell detailed pain stories, every time they're reliving this memory. Oh, I was in the hallway, or I was walking down, and I had a blue shirt on, all these specific details. And so when we go back and reminisce at times, we can over exaggerate in order to keep that feeling that we first had. So make sure that when you're reminiscing and thinking of the past, you don't have to go all the way in detail. But if it is a story of trauma or, a bad situation, you want to make sure you're just maybe adding a little bit of detail. So I have a motto that we can bring the future to the past, but we can't bring the past to the present. And that typically doesn't really make sense. So what I give an example is, if I was to give you a 1964 television, you would not want it in 2020 because okay, this isn't even going to work. But if I was to go back to 1964 and show you something of the future, you would want it. You may be leery, but you would be intrigued. So what that means is when we reminisce about the past, if you are a person that's like specific to detail, or let's say you have a bad experience, you can change minor, things like the television, you're thinking about when I was a child, put a new television there. You had on a blue dress, change it to a pink dress. And that's really dope for any memory sequence, because our mind remembers emotions. You know, if you watch any mind documentaries or people who have a really good memory, they typically associate things with emotion to feel it, to remember it. So sometimes when we reminisce, make sure that we are, you know, not getting stuck in the past. So the Six of Cups is about reminiscing and all of that, but also, you know, being playful and childlike, making sure you're having fun. Tonight, guys, or in a minute when I get off of here, I'm going to use a gray candle to put on top of here. I usually use gray around new moon and full moon. I like to use silver, you know, on full moon, but gray is a great candle for the new moon. Black is a great candle for the new moon, or if you just have white, these are good candles for the new energy. Gray is good also if you have if you're working on emotions or trying to balance your emotions. So I will put this candle in here with some, this one's already open. With some money potion. Oops. I'm going to add a little bit of few herbs to it. And I will put it on the altar. And this is how I will do the candles. This is how I dress my candles when I use herbs to dress them work. So I'll just, that oil helps these stick a little more. I got this candle from Hobby Lobby, so it's kind of okay to use with herbs. If you just get candles like from the dollar store, nothing's wrong with that, but you may not want to put herbs on it. This candle will burn good with the herbs versus catch on fire. So if you use, you know, different types, you may not want to put as much. But this is why I get the Hobby Lobby candles, because I can dress them, you know, how I like. So I will probably use this to dress my candles this season. I will probably most likely continue to do these on live. The reason being is it automatically uploads versus me doing the video and then having to upload it afterwards. I will go put this on the altar. I will put the candle on top like this. I might burn the bottom to get it to stick a little more, or stick just fine. Let me get the video up on it. All right, cool. So I will do it like this and burn it. I still have the list of names of people. I am thinking about, you know, doing something for the full moon like this on live. I love this smell of this, guys. This is what it looks like in the potion bottle. You can see the gold flakes, the money, the herbs. That is glitter, but I have it in roll on. So like I said, when I use the money potion, I do the clockwise. Also with the other potions, I should do a video on the potions, on how I use each potion. So happy new moon, guys. I will be working this. If you're from the group, hey, thank you guys for coming, my sisters, and happy new moon. figure out how to end this.